Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy pre-turkey day. I don't know what the word is before Thanksgiving. Like, we have Christmas Eve. Is this Thanksgiving Eve? Whatever it is, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Wednesday. Chef, good evening, 305 Sports Babe and Lewis. Looks like you dropped us this message at 8 o'clock. So if you're on here, hey, married man. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. No,
Is he
congratulations.
still on his honeymoon? I don't even know.
He's been on a honeymoon since even before he got married. That guy lives the dream life.
Well, to your point, what to call it? You're off for the next 2 days, right? Nobody's working Thursday. I mean, for the most part, nobody's working.
There's a lot of
Thursday.
people working. The Heat
Yeah,
have a game on Friday,
Okay, but
so they're playing.
They get paid very handsomely to work.
You have your first responders, you have your doctors.
Of course.
You
Thank you guys.
There's a lot of people working. We're just fortunate that we work in industries where we do get that Thursday and Friday. And some of us even take an extended vacation who's also off Monday and Tuesday as well. So, I mean,
who could you talk? Who did you
I don't know. Someone's off the next week. It must be nice. Talking about being off, like Dolphin football, it has been, I don't know about you guys, but it has felt like we haven't had Dolphin football in like a month. I mean, it's been our bye week, but I literally feel like we haven't seen Dolphin football in a month.
Yes.
This has been the longest bye week ever.
We've obviously seen football. We saw a lot of football on Sunday, but not our football. And yes, at least they're coming back to the Rock this Sunday. So not only will we be able to have Dolphin football back, but we will be there. And welcome back the boys after a great first couple games.
And you know who's not going to be there, who I wish was going to be there this week? Sheldon, our good buddy Sheldon from South Carolina. Happy early Thanksgiving to you and your family. I bet you it's like really cold up there. It dropped a little bit yesterday down here, just a little bit, so I can imagine it's really chilly.
Well, he said it was in the 30s last week in South Carolina. So
yes, and look who else popped in through, Mr. Russ. So Russ informed us that he is not really a bouncer.
No, he's got a big day planned. He's like starting to get up early.
No. So when I promoted the show on Facebook, Russ let me know that he's working at a club tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, no, this has been
Special
established.
Gig. Nice.
No, he's doing security. He's not security. He's checking IDs. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Would you card me?
I think he would.
You know what?
Russ is so smart. I think he can guess people's ages and be correct. So.
Okay, Russ. How old is Lou? You know, I rarely get carded when I'm somewhere with Lou because Lou does age me a little bit. But I did get carded in Chicago. I kind of took that as like a compliment, but.
So then, of course, she tells whoever's serving us, "Oh, I'm just here with my dad tonight." Or if she's feeling real salty, she'll say, "Granddad." Thanks a lot.
I'm working at a bar checking IDs. Sheldon, we're in the 40s now. Oh my gosh, 40s sounds so nice.
Is he talking about my age or the weather? I'm not sure.
Sheldon's talking about the weather for sure. No, if he was talking about your age, Russ said you're 42. That's why you like him.
Thank you, Russ.
Little side hustle.
We'll take it.
So, anyways, guys, I'm super excited that you're here tonight because I told Lou, hey, let's not do a show tonight because people, are with their families and stuff. But I'm glad you guys are here. So happy Thanksgiving Eve. It's great to see you.
A lot of people are off the next couple of days.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned on the show last week, tonight is the biggest drinking day of the year. It's not New Year's, not the Super Bowl, not any other holiday, but tonight, as you mentioned, because people are getting ready to meet up with their families, and maybe it's a little uncomfortable if you haven't seen your family for a while, or it could be interesting for sure. So a lot of people are getting their drinking early on to get ready for the.
They're watching a nice movie, watching the Heat game.
That too.
There's many things you can be attuned tonight. So hopefully, whatever you're doing tonight, whether you're checking IDs, whether you're chilling, listening to us, I hope that you guys are having an awesome evening, and I hope you're getting ready for tomorrow.
Some people are cooking and prepping for tomorrow, so Russ is going to be doing that in about a couple hours. So.
Oh, cooking the.
Yeah, he's going to get up like at 4 a.m. To get his meal prep started for tomorrow.
Sandy in the house. Sandy also let us know that she is working tonight, but she's going to pop through. So happy early Thanksgiving to you, to Shula, and to Jerry.
And Sandy and Russ and Sheldon and Al, and I'm missing somebody. But everybody was awesome who joined the show live.
The guy from England last week, too.
And then Graham.
Oh, my gosh.
Graham was all over the place. So
wait, talking about England. I'm a little mad about England right now. World Cup starts. We go and tie with Wales, but that was not supposed to happen, right? We were supposed to crush Wales, but then Germany loses to Japan today, and then Saudi Arabia beats Argentina.
There's been some major upsets so far this
with the World Cup,
and it's only 3 days old. So I mean, there's more upsets coming.
Are you guys following it? Happy early Thanksgiving! Happy early Thanksgiving to you. So excited that you're here with us in between work. But yeah, the World Cup is going on. I played soccer back in the day for many years, but I never got into like the pro, right? Like I'll follow the World Cup. Italy won it a few years ago. I'm mad at you two. What? Wait a second. What? Why are you mad at us?
Oh, I think I know what it's about.
I know why she's mad at us.
I think it may have something to do with
this.
Could she be mad at this?
All right, I'm going to tell you guys a story. So hold that up as I tell you a story. All right, so Lou's birthday is on Tuesday. And Lou is one of those people who he's impossible to get gifts for. So every time he cues something, whether he wants a pair of socks or books, I take note in this head of mine, right? So it was like 5 days ago.
I'm sorry, did you say head?
Head On.
Yeah, not that kind of. Head On is a new book by Larry Zonka, and definitely pick it up. It is a great book.
You haven't even read one page of it.
Well,
you just met him.
I keep staring at his autograph.
All right, so let's talk about that. All right, so real quick.
Amazing autograph.
So Lou,
can you do like a little Vanna White, like showcase that autograph? There you go.
I don't like that. Let me do that again. My arm showed too much. Okay, so let me go back. All right, so Lou cued off a few days ago that he wanted Larry Zonka's new book, Head On. So the next day, I went on Amazon and I went to buy the book, but it was like super back ordered. So there's a bookstore in Coral Gables called Barnes & Noble. Everyone knows Barnes & Noble. It's still in existence. And I went there first thing in the morning on, I think it was like Friday.
Yep.
And I got him the book. So then I went to my boss and I said, oh my gosh, look how great of a girlfriend I am. I got Lou this book. And my boss is the most amusing person, huge Dolphin fan, was a chaplain for the Dolphins.
Chaplain, correct.
And he said, Ash, Larry Zonka is signing autographs tomorrow downtown, which we live downtown pretty much. And he said, you got to go. So long story short.
Done deal. I mean, what you have the book now, and now your boss, which is, he's the best person ever, tells you that he's going to be signing the book. And
exactly.
Done deal.
So Lou hates surprises. So I tried to set it up where I said, Lou, will you be my date, ... Then I had a big picture of Larry Zonka's head. And before I could even say anything, Lou was like, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. I said, please trust me. You're going to want this.
Listen to what the surprise is. And I go, all right, just tell me the surprise. I hate him, but tell me, you mentioned Larry Zonka.
So then he hung up on me because he had to go. So then I made him a video, a very sad video. And I'm like, you see this book? You're going to meet this man tomorrow. So long story short, Larry Zonka he had a book review and a book signing at the Miami Book Fair, which is a huge event that Miami has all the top authors from around the world come showcase their books and everything. Jimmy Johnson was there the day before, but even beyond athletes, they're like the top authors there.
You got people that have won Nobel Peace Prizes that have been.
It's not called Nobel Peace Prizes.
The Nobel.
It's not Nobel Peace is what they win when they do good things. Oh. You're talking something else. It's not
Pulitzer Prize, maybe I'm thinking of? I don't know.
Just stop. You don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, Sandy's not mad at us anymore. So long story short, Larry Zonka had this book signing, but before that, he had like this talk. And the things that was on that talk for 45 minutes, I fell in love with this guy. Like hearing about that 72 season, but about him, some of the stories were like so R-rated that I'm like, oh my goodness. Like one of the stories, some of the players, Don Shula, God rest his soul, was definitely a character.
But very strict.
Very strict,
very
right? Like
strict and very by the book.
Very by the books.
Yeah.
So apparently one day the players went into the locker room and Coach Shula was about to play film. And instead of playing film before Shula got to play the film, they went in and they put some porno as the video. So Shula went to push play and it was porno. So Zonka shared that story with us. Right. He also shared his Pulitzer. Okay, so it is Pulitzer.
Pulitzer Prize.
Pulitzer Prize, yes. Oh gosh, I can't do this. Yes, Lou. Oh my God, she's mad at us again. So he shared a story about how they took out the tape, the game tape, and they put in a porno instead. And then we also found a story where, long story short, there was a girl in the 4th row, and I promise you it was not me, who was like flashing the players, and it was messing up the Dolphins because they kept like trying to get the
well, no, you're hold on. May I say it?
Go ahead, tell the story.
So basically, Bob Greasy's lining up. John Kick is at running back, and Larry Zonka is at fullback. Bob Greasy turns to Jim Kick and says, "What's snap count?" And he says, "I don't know." He turns to Larry Zonka and says, "What's the snap count?" Larry Zonka says, "I don't know. You're supposed to know." So then Bob Greasy once again says, "What's the snap count?" And Jim Kick looks at Greasy and then looks back at Zonka and says, "I don't know. But look at row number 2 and there's row number 4, and there is a very hot girl that has removed her top at this point." And Bob Greasy says, "That's great, but the play clock is going, and what is the snap count?" So Jim Kick goes 2 because 2. And Larry Zonka just starts cracking up, and Bob Greasy says, "We're going on 2," back to them, says, "All right, get ready." Yeah. And they snap the ball. And
so Sandy says, when they ask who your favorite player of all is, hers is Zonka. I really thought your favorite player of all time was Marino. I did not know it was Zonka. Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Well, listen, next time he does a book signing, or hopefully he's around here next time you come down, Sandy, because he is the
nicest guy.
Such a nice guy.
Oh my gosh, so sweet.
Yeah.
I wanted to say another story about him, but I'm blanking out. Okay, so the reason why he wrote the book and why he waited 50 years, because you got to remember, like, he could have wrote this book like right after. He said it was the death of Don Shula that caused him to write the book of the 1972 season. But Miss Fins is in the house. Dun, 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 dun. What's up, baby girl? She must have just got off of her show.
Miss Fins, a.k.a. Miss Gasecki.
Miss Gasecki, Miss Fins. You already know what it is. So she will meet Zonka on the cruise in April.
Awesome. There you go. That's a good way to meet him.
Sheldon's favorite player of all time is Marino.
Yes.
Miss Fins, who's your favorite Dolphin player of all time? Lou and I, we met Larry Zonka this week. And Sandy, our girl Sandy, that's actually her favorite player of all time. Oh, she's still live on her show. She just wanted to say hi. She's such a badass. Hi. Be sure to give a like and subscribe to Miss Fins. She's crashing her show. She's live. Man, she's a top notch. I love her.
That's what you call multitasking right there.
Heck yeah. Shoot. No, she's top notch.
Yeah, no, listen. Larry, it
was such a great, it was
completely
so nice
an awesome guy. And, he's, as you mentioned, he wrote the book because Shula passed, and there were secrets, we haven't read the book yet, but there's things that were talked about that he didn't feel comfortable talking about until, Shula
passed away.
Wasn't here. And so now he wants to share those stories. And this is a guy that, as you mentioned, on his own, this is a guy who is one of 4 Miami Dolphins to have his number retired, MVP of Super Bowl 8. And really, I knew this, and I know you knew a little bit about this, but if you go to YouTube and just put Larry Zonka highlights, and one of the things he talked about
he just ran through people like it was no one's business.
He's the only running back to receive a roughing or unsportsmanlike conduct.
No, you're not saying the right call.
What's it called? It's called, what was it called? He received a penalty for basically,
I forgot what it was, but
for basically, it's unsportsmanlike conduct as an offensive player. So a guy was coming to tackle him, and he basically punched him through his face mask, into his face.
Broke his nose.
And he's the only offensive player to receive unsportsmanlike conduct for hurting a defensive player.
Definitely.
The only guy to do that. And if
he's
you look
proud of it too.
He was proud of it. He talked a whole bunch about it. It's a big chapter in his book.
He was a tough player.
Look at his highlights on YouTube. He delivered, he punished people as opposed to getting punished. And he was regarded as a tank when he played, just one of the all-time greats.
I thought he was going to be more like a Joe in regards to personality. I thought he was going to be like, what's the word? I don't want to say.
No, I would say that they're the same.
He has Joe Rose tendencies.
Joe Rose is very jovial, very funny, very approachable.
Yeah, that's who he is.
And he gave that vibe. He gave that vibe.
Because you never met him before that, right?
I had never met him.
But you didn't know.
Right. So he also he went to Alaska from Miami.
For his fishing show.
Correct. And so he went out there and lived out there out in the wild for a long time, which is totally Larry Zonka because he's a rough and tough guy. But at the same time, funny. We found that out. He's funny. He's approachable. Tells great stories.
Oh yeah, and he's artistic. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
He's very.
I cannot wait to read his book. Very excited to do so.
When was the last time you read a book?
I'm still learning how to read, to be honest with you.
It's going to be a tough one for you with a lot of chapters.
I mean, there's a lot of days off now in the holidays, so I'll pick it up.
Definitely.
It's like riding a bike, right?
You'll be fine. No, there's a lot. But back to the Dolphins. Like I said, we haven't had Dolphins football in almost like 10 days.
Right.
It's been crazy. So Sunday, it was okay. Granted, we didn't have Dolphins football, but it was kind of cool to watch other games around the league. We were able to catch the Jets-Pats game. We also saw the Eagles game. And we saw the Bills. Not the ideal outcomes. Obviously, we wanted the Bills to lose, but that did not happen. They only seem to lose when they're at Orchard Park. So given that they had a quote-unquote away game, they were able to win. But prayers up to everybody in Buffalo. That storm looked like it crushed you guys. Unhappy Gilmore in the house. Dun, 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 dun. What's up? What's up?
That's my guy.
Zonka Kick Merge was a great backfield. Ash, has he graduated from pop-up books yet? So he just finished working on those books that you read on the toilet with the animals that pop up that help you potty
I'm more
train.
of a visual guy. I'm more of a visual.
So you are potty trained. You were able to see them pop up.
That I am. That's right.
We're working on Dr. Seuss. Anything with food, so green eggs and ham. He's doing very, very well with that.
Thing
so
1, thing 2.
We are getting well. Thing 1, thing 2. The Eagles just yet to play a full game yet. Yeah, no, like after the Commanders, I don't want to say it took the life out of you guys, but you don't have the same drive that you did the first 8 games. And guarantee you have some tough games coming up. You obviously have the Cowboys, you have the Giants coming up, you have Tennessee. So
Packers.
The
Packers aren't as
But
good.
Packers can surprise you though. So that's one of those things.
They'll still be favored in every game except for the Cowboy game. They'll be favored in every game, and I expect them to win all the games. And when Minnesota losing to those same Cowboys, the Eagles now have a 2-game cushion, and I fully expect, and I'm not, I know that they don't want to hear this, but they're going to be the number 1 seed at this point.
Yeah.
They got a 2-game lead with a not very tough schedule, so I fully expect the Eagles to handle business.
The Cheerios thing, has that worked? I mean, we've been practicing.
Cheerios.
When you put the Cheerios and work on even in the toilet.
Yes.
He's had a few accidents, but that has been a great technique. It's more learning to wipe at this point and to keep the toilets down and flush.
It's not easy. It's not easy. So
the Eagles are going all black Sunday nights.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you guys have the Sunday night game.
Sweet.
I feel like the Eagles have so many.
Against the Packers, yeah.
I feel like you guys have so many primetime games.
I'm looking forward to them bringing back the Kelly Green. I love the old Kelly Green. Reminds me of the Reggie White days and the Jerome Brown, the late great Jerome Brown, who played here at the University of Miami. I love the Kelly Green. I want the Eagles to bring those back.
So talking about Sunday, we play the Texans. The Texans are a struggling organization this week. We are favored by a lot of points, but my fear is the Dolphins will go into that game with their head too big. And
so before we get into that, as you mentioned, we watched the games on Sunday.
We did?
Not all the results went well. We actually watched it.
Some didn't.
Yeah, we actually watched it at Twin Peaks. So speaking of being in Alaska, the wild, Twin Peaks has a very wild setup with all kinds of no? Is that how
there was Buffalo.
Is that now how you saw it? The Twin Peaks very scenic views and no?
I mean, to be completely honest with you,
she had never been.
I felt like I could get a job there like tomorrow. Forget my master's in aerospace. I think like I'm well qualified to work there. A little more qualified than I thought.
No, but so if you've never been and you're a fan of the outdoors, Twin Peaks is a very recommendable bar to go to.
No.
Miami does not have a lot of bars. Miami's more about the velvet rope and VIP couches. And so Twin Peaks is a bar that at least has all the games on. It was a good setup. We had a lot of people around us, so we're rooting for them teams.
Talking about that, I got to stop you there.
I was trying to set you up because you put a post.
I just want to say it. And
go ahead.
All you guys in the chat room, I really, really, really want your feedback on this. So Adam, Sheldon, Russ, Sandy, please. Sandy, I'm going to answer your question in a minute what the Dolphins are wearing. Actually, I'm not because I don't know what they're wearing. I can't answer that.
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know what the Dolphins are wearing. No. All right, so.
We know that apparently they're wearing all white on Christmas.
On Christmas Day, yeah.
Okay, so white Christmas.
All right, guys, I have an issue that I need to discuss with all of you, like serious talk right now. And I want your honest to God opinion, so please be active in the chat. But Dolphins are favored by 13.5. Yeah, it's huge. I mean, we're supposed to go there crush them. 13.
No, it's 13.5.
All right, so let me get to it. Fantasy football is big for a lot of people. Personally, I don't get into it too much. I play pick 'em. So I do the thing where I pick who's going to win every game, and I'm doing really well. I'm in second in one of the pools. I'm in like 50 in the other one. I'm doing excellent. So I'm really good at that. But I just haven't got into fantasy football. But a lot of people are. Lou's really into it. He's won some great money with it. I know a lot of you guys are too. I have nothing against it. It's not my thing. So we're at Twin Peaks, and this guy next to Lou Joe Schmo. Let me finish.
Well, we sat down specifically because we wanted to see
the games.
the Bills game and the Jets, and then the Browns.
Yeah, so I wanted to see all the games, right? So this guy next to Lou, small talk. I said, "Hey, who's your team?" Because he's not wearing anything, right? And I wasn't wearing Dolphin stuff either.
But before you said that, he was rooting for the Bills.
Yeah, the Bills. Okay, so he was rooting for the Bills. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, we're going to have Bills fans next to us.
Whatever.
We'll have fun, all right? Who cares? Like,
but then you asked.
And then I said, hey, who's your team? He said, oh, I'm from Miami. I love the Dolphins. So why are you cheering for the Bills? So then he was like, well, Josh Allen's on my fantasy team. Stephon Diggs is on my fantasy team. I don't care if Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, Jesus himself is on your fantasy team. Under no reigns do we cheer for anybody on the Bills. Yeah. I don't know if you guys realize. I know you guys do, right? And I'm yelling and I shouldn't because I have a little
down.
I don't know. I know. No, stop. I know you guys realize this, right? I don't have to tell you guys this. But the AFC East is the toughest division out there. It is a bloodbath. It can go to us, it can go to the Bills, and it can go to the Jets. Shit, it can even go to the Patriots. I know I said the bad word. Sorry. It can even go to the Patriots if people don't get their stuff together. So I don't care if Josh Allen is your quarterback. I don't care Stephon Diggs. I don't care if Von Miller is your whatever it is. You do not cheer for the Bills. So this guy was like, oh, let's go Bills, let's go Bills. We're like, you cannot cheer for the Bills. Just like, okay, Adam, thank you. Please, you take the fantasy loss. No question. Exactly. So, like, this guy was like, Lou was playing it cool. Lou was drinking a lot, whatever. And I was just doing my own thing.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Sheldon, I know. Pray for me right now. Please, Lord. But you guys see what I'm saying? Like, trust me, there are players. Okay, let me be very, very clear, right? There are plenty of players in the league in general who I like, right? There's plenty of players who I like. But if you're playing against the Dolphins, I don't care if Von Miller's my favorite. I don't care. I mean, I can go on. Patrick Mahomes. I don't care. Justin Herbert. There's a million players in the league who I can be like, oh, for example, I like Dustin Keller. He played on the Jets. I would never cheer for Justin Keller if we're going against him.
But hold on. The point is, I see what you and you were very passionate about it. To be clear, the Bills weren't playing the Dolphins this week, but we're tied with them in the division.
And we go up to Buffalo, and that's not going to be easy. We probably won't win that.
So you're rooting for, we specifically.
Josh Allen is not dreaming.
Hold on. We specifically said that we are sitting at a corner of the bar, or in this case, right in the middle, where we could see the Browns-Bills game and the Jets-Patriots game. Because
the Eagles, because our Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles were above us, but those two games specifically affect the Dolphins' standing.
Of course.
So we were there rooting against the Bills, and we weren't really rooting for the Patriots-Jets game, but we were watching it because it affected what the Dolphins, standing would react. But so there's just no reason. I have Josh Allen in fantasy football, by the way.
But you're not cheering him on.
That's the thing. So what I do is I set my lineups.
Adam said it the best. You take the fantasy loss, no question.
Absolutely. I set my lineups and I put in the best players, and then I just
let it happen.
I let it happen. I'm not sitting here saying yes points. I'm not doing that. No, I want your team to lose. Whatever happens, but I'm not rooting for my rivals to do well because I have their fantasy players on my team.
Talking about the
ridiculous.
The Jets, you heard what happened there? They're sitting Wilson.
Yes.
You think Wilson's going to pass the gravy and turkey tomorrow? No, he's not even going to pass any of the turkey and gravy tomorrow. He's done. You just ruined that man's Thanksgiving. And guess what? When you ruin that man's Thanksgiving, you're going to ruin his whole family's Thanksgiving. You just ruined the Wilson's Thanksgiving by sitting him. Why do you sit him? Why do you sit him?
I think Zach Wilson, what he's trying to do, what his main objective right now is to try to go to as many Thanksgiving dinners at his teammates' houses so he can see their moms. He can go and meet all his teammates' moms at their Thanksgiving dinners because that's what he's into instead of football. But anyways.
That's why Romo was great for fantasy. Put up big numbers and couldn't win a big game.
There you go. Exactly.
I usually don't draft any Dolphins on my fantasy team. Okay, so I see what you're saying about that, but if Tyreek Hill is there, I feel like.
Well, before this year.
Okay, really before this year, right? I know. I mean, here and there, maybe one or two. But I think Tyreek Hill would be like the exception.
No, and Waddle, there's a bunch.
Waddle, okay, yeah.
So, and even Tua right now. But okay, going back to your point.
Don't do that.
Excuse me. Going back to I'm sorry, it's the truth. But going back to Zach Wilson.
Okay.
Look, here's a guy that it's his second year. He was hurt a lot last year. There really isn't enough sample size on how good or bad he could be. The Jets weren't expected to do. Hold on, the Jets were not expected to do anything this year.
They're good this year.
They got to play him. They
Sauce
got to
is
play him.
nice.
They got to know what they have in Zach Wilson. He's shit the bed so far. I'm sorry, you cursed first. So he's completely shit the bed so far.
Stop saying you
However,
stop.
as I was saying, he shit the bed this year so far, but he's still a high draft pick, and you got to know what you got in him. Just like what we did with Tua. Look, let's be honest. A lot of people weren't so high on Tua the first 2 years. This year, he's proven all the haters wrong. And I think they got to give Zach Wilson a chance to do that. Now, he's not the quarterback. I think that bodes well for the Dolphins, getting rid of the Jets, putting them to the back of the division.
So talking about our Dolphins, this year's different. Sheldon has came on the good side.
Absolutely.
Waddle and Tua starting on my team. You're doing excellent with that. Sandy said, I've never been so hyped at the Dolphins this year. I keep forgetting to set my lineup. Girlfriend, set that lineup. Take Shula outside. Let him go pee-pee. And as he's doing pee-pee, then you set your lineup.
Sandy's dog.
Sandy is the cutest dog in the entire world.
The adorable Shula. She had him on last week in his jersey. That was awesome.
Sandy, all I want for Christmas from you is a postcard with Shula in his jersey. Please, thank you.
And speaking of that, we need Russ to give us a Christmas card as well. He sent it to us.
Russ already DM'd me. He already has our address.
Nice. Okay.
I'm hoping instead of an address, he just shows up here.
That would be great too. So, yes.
Babe, get the door. Who is it? It's a big man at the door. Is it the UPS guy? No, it's Uncle Russ.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
All right.
Whoa, sorry.
Wow, what did you just drop? Oh.
Sorry.
Okay, there's in the haunted lights. Okay, send me your address. Okay, we will. Only if you promise to visit. All right, so Dolphins play the Texans this week. As Sheldon said, we are heavily favored to win that game. However, I'll say it again, you cannot go into that game thinking it's going to be easy peasy because that's when crazy things happen. I thought for sure Minnesota's going to beat the Dallas Cowboys. Look how that happened. All you guys thought the Eagles were going to crush the Commanders. I had that and whatever. So, again, it should be easy, but any given Sunday, someone just leave it like that.
Yep.
Cindy will get you our address.
So let's talk about things to look for in the second half, or not in the second half.
All right, so let's go over the schedule. So we have the Texans.
Well, yeah, okay. But so I want to just talk about, the evolution of the running game. I mean, let's be real. The O-line has really come a long way since the first couple games.
The Unhappy Gummer show did about 15 minutes on Hurts and Tua and how they're both MVP candidates after massive question marks that's come to the season. Hard work and better weapons. Absolutely. Yeah. So the question is, who is the better quarterback? I mean, the sample size, obviously, Hurts has a bigger resume than Tua. But if you were to kind of put them side to side, given what you have, who is the better quarterback? Let's just put it out there.
Yeah, the numbers right now, I would say Hurts a little better. Okay. But to Adam's point, the Dolphins got Tyreek Hill. The Eagles got A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
And then, you look at the fact that what it comes down to, in my opinion, for the MVP is you got to win, right?
Yeah.
And the Eagles right now are number one by themselves with a 2-game cushion because with the Vikings loss against the Cowboys, the Eagles now have a 2-game lead on all the NFC. Mm-hmm. So I think you got to put him as the favorite right now because their team is substantially number one. The Dolphins are not that. So
there's a lot of, if you were to compare the Eagles and the Dolphins, you both have 2 young stud coaches, right?
Yeah.
You wide receivers who can do their thing, 2 quarterbacks, young quarterbacks who have a lot of potential. The big difference between the Eagles and the Dolphins is that you guys have a kicker that you depend on.
Yeah.
Sanders, I wouldn't trust him with my life right now. So that's a big difference.
And that's a huge difference because kicks win or lose games. So absolutely.
Miss Fins, hey, real quick, I know she's doing her show, but be sure to give her a like, subscribe, and follow. One of the top-notch Dolphin podcasters out there. It is an honor every time I'm able to be on her show. And even when I'm not on her show, just to tune in, love her to death. So be sure to give her a like and follow. But Lou, take us to the second half of the season.
It's not really the second half. It just so happens that the bye week falls for us in week 10.
Yeah.
Or week 11, but we're 7-3, so we're 10 games in. And, things I'm looking forward towards, the rest of the way. Again, the evolution of the run game. We got rid of Edmonds, and now Mostert and Wilson are really running the ball, half and half and doing a good job. I know Adam is not a fan of that because he is a fantasy player and he wants to know who the guy is. But, hey, they're a 2-headed monster, and they're getting the job done. So I'm looking forward to seeing them do their thing. The O-line is opening up holes for them and protecting Tua. So that's fantastic. I want to see Tua continue what he's doing, feeding the monsters And when I say monsters, I mean Waddle and Hill. Keep feeding those guys. And the most important thing that Tua is doing right now is what? He is protecting the football. He is
and
not
himself.
He is not. Yes, but again, he's not turning the ball over.
Yeah,
and that is huge. I want to see that continue to happen with Tua.
He had this play last game where he went to fake the pass, scooped under, and then threw it.
Yeah,
so he's playing smarter.
He's playing smarter.
Yeah,
and it's working out for him and the team. So we need to see him keep doing that. The defense. You know, we've lost Nick Needham. We lost Emmanuel Ogbah.
You picked up Chubb, though.
Hold on, I'm getting there.
Sorry.
We lost Nick Needham, lost Emmanuel Ogbah, which was, you know, our sack leader the last 2 years. But as you mentioned, we picked up Chubb. Hopefully Byron Jones comes back. We don't know. But guys like Xavier Howard, guys like Andrew Van Ginkel are getting healthier, and those are big-time playmakers. Van Ginkel's already returned a punt for a touchdown this year against the Bears, the game we were at. He's returned an interception and a fumble for a touchdown. He's a playmaker. And X is second all-time in interceptions for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
So these are guys that are now getting healthier and having the bye week off. I'm looking forward to seeing them continue to improve.
Adam added a nice fact about Tua. Tua leads the league in yards per attempt, touchdown percentage, QBRs, and pass ratings.
And again, he's missed 3 games, essentially. Missed 3 games. He's doing that with missing 3 games. So what's the question mark? You just talked about it. Jason Sanders.
Huge issue.
We need Jason Sanders to be clutch.
Get out of his own head.
And make the hits. Make the kicks when it needs to be. And then the last thing is Mike McDaniel. It's going to be very interesting to see how Mike McDaniel continues to evolve as a head coach, how he continues to lead his team, make right decisions when they need to be made, and just continue to have the team entrust him confidence into carrying them through this major stretch, which you mentioned, and you're going to talk about now that we have coming up ahead.
So Sheldon beat me to it. Don't want to jump ahead and skip the Texans. That's exactly what I've been preaching all week. Hey, we still have a game Sunday. Granted, we're favorites by a lot. Texans are struggling, but you cannot go to that game with your head big.
So I'll just say this. And Sheldon, I don't know if there's Sheldon. Somebody brought it up. The line in that game is now 13.5.
Sheldon did, yeah.
So Sheldon brought it up. It's 13.5. It started at 12. So what does that mean? That means that Vegas and everybody, all the wise guys, are predicting the Dolphins to crush this team. Okay? Throw in the fact that, and I'm sure this moved the line up, they're putting in their backup quarterback. They're now starting they're starting Kyle Allen in this game. He hasn't started a game all year. This is a guy that really doesn't have a lot of experience. He's not a highly regarded quarterback.
Mills is benched. Yeah.
Correct. Mills is benched, so they're bringing Allen now. And so at this point, you know, you need to take care of business. And I love the fact how we had a bye week to get healthy. You get an opponent in the Texans that's not a world beater.
Yeah.
You should win this game at home handedly. Okay. And then you get into the biggest stretch of the year.
Sheldon tells us.
I'm talking about San Francisco, LA Chargers, and then the Buffalo Bills. And that is going to determine where the Dolphins will rank in the playoffs. Those 3 games. I don't care about what happens after the fact. I know we got the Packers and the Patriots and the Jets, but those 3 games on the road, back to back to back, are going to determine where the Dolphins go.
Especially that Niners game. That's a big one.
It is, but the big one there is the Bills game, obviously.
Oh, that's
but the biggest. But if they could come away with 2 out of those 3 wins, and if one of those is against the Bills, they're looking pretty for the AFC East. And that's monstrous. The Bills right now are a big goose egg, 0-2 in the division. So the Dolphins can win that game. You're up 2 games in the division and pretty much wrapped it up, and they're sitting really pretty. It's going to be tough to pass the Chiefs because their schedule isn't that great. But at that point, who cares? You got a home game that we'll be at, and a lot of people there will be at.
Which one?
We'll be at a home game for the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
And you win the division, you get the home playoff game.
I heard Christmas. I'm thinking, Russ, make sure you watch Christmas. He gives me a whole list of Christmas news I need to watch. So I thought you were talking Green Bay game on Christmas. I'm about to sneeze.
We'll be at that game. So,
excuse me. Oh, God bless me. I never sneezed on camera before. I don't have a cute sneeze. I don't have cute feet or cute sneeze.
Now you see what I deal with.
Okay. You just went there and I'm going to go there.
No, don't go there.
When Lou sneezes, he farts. I don't know about you guys. No. You don't? You just called me out on sneezing.
It's a sound effect.
You cannot sneeze without farting. Sheldon.
Sometimes.
Sheldon said, so Russ, you give me a lot of movies to watch. So I have a lot of homework to do.
Yes.
Sheldon, they look so good on Monday night. Their D-line is very scary, talking about the Niners.
Yes, no, and you know, getting McCaffrey there.
Yeah.
I mean, the Niners are a really good team. So yeah, that's going to be tough. Back to back.
Talk about the Chargers. Adam said the Chargers are a joke until they win a big game. Herbert, for as talented as he is, needs to make a playoff appearance. When contract talks start, he's going to be compared to Burrow, Jackson, Allen. And I'm sure we had Justin Herbert right there for us.
Yeah, but you know what? Tua has really surpassed Herbert, which is amazing. Nobody would have thought that. A lot of people, myself included. I have no problem.
We wanted Justin Herbert.
I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong, and I'm wrong a lot.
Oh, really?
However, I will say this. I thought Herbert was good. Sorry, I gotta catch up.
Okay, you're like laughing at me for sneezing. Oh my gosh. Did you like not dust the house? I'm like, ugh, that's your allergies.
So I had Herbert.
Calm it out. You sound terrible. No, please, you sound. Please.
I'm going with it. I had Herbert as an MVP candidate.
No, you had to fix your voice.
No, I got it.
Okay.
I had Herbert as an MVP candidate. All right. And he's obviously not looked the part. And to Adam's point, they are kind of a joke. But I will say this. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, their two top receivers, have been hurt and not playing these last 4 games. So that messes up. I mean, put it this way. What if Hill and Waddle were out?
Yeah.
What do you think Tua's numbers would have been? So I got to give them a little bit of slack. They still have a good overall team. They got a great offensive attack, and that's going to be a tough game. It's on the road. It's going to be a tough game.
Definitely.
Have you heard if the Dolphins are going to, in fact, stay out on the West Coast for those 2 weeks?
Most likely they will.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense for them to go out to San Fran, come back to Miami, and then go right back out there to LA. So I would think that they would stay out there. Yeah.
So no. Dolphins. But hey, before we shift gears and bring us back to 1972, shout out to St. John's basketball. Let's go. 7-0. Big East, soon to be Big East champs. I'm calling it now.
You're 5-0.
I thought we're 7. No, we're 7.
Oh, okay.
What is St. John's men's basketball record?
I think it's 6.
St. John's are currently 6 and
you said 4. I said 7. I was closer. Shout out to my Johnnies. You guys crushed, it wasn't a crush, but you beat Syracuse. We won the Classic at the Barclays Center. We are going to be ranked. Stop, let me talk.
That is not a real tournament.
Let me talk. We are going to be ranked in the top 25 for the first time since 2019. We are. I am so proud of you guys. I'm going to see you guys when you come down here for the Orange Bowl Classic against FSU. So shout out to the Johnnies, sending you a big heart from Miami, Florida. Keep crushing butt because you guys deserve it.
So this is, look, right now. And UConn. Adam is a huge UConn fan.
I did not know that about him.
That's
Maybe
right.
he did.
He is.
Why?
He is. He's a big UConn fan. The Big East. You guys beat Syracuse last night, which was a Big East, a throwback Big East game.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, look, with the World Cup going on, which is not normal because the World Cup is normally held in the summer. But right now you got the World Cup, which is like the biggest, grandest stage of them all. College basketball is in full swing with all these major tournaments. You got the Battle for Atlantis. You got the Maui Invitational, which, by the way, my Arizona Wildcats won the Maui Invitational. We both
celebrated. So that's the problem last night that both our teams played that we had to split the room.
That's all right. Hey, it is what it is. But so many great college basketball tournaments. The NFL is playing games tomorrow on Thanksgiving, which we're going to get into here. Basketball. I mean, there's just so many great sports. Hockey. So many great sports.
Sandy won the Cy Young. I got to say it again. I'm still so hyped that my favorite baseball player won the Cy Young. He was actually at the Heat game tonight.
He was.
Yeah. So I'm almost glad that we weren't there because my favorite basketball player and my favorite baseball player were in the same arena. I would have been crazy.
Yes.
Max Scherzer and Sandy off.
Well, no, Max didn't play tonight.
But he was in their same arena.
And shout out also Adam and Sandy are huge Yankee fans, and of course Aaron Judge won the MVP. In the American League, so congratulations.
Argentina lost. Brent, we were talking about that earlier before. Argentina lost against Saudi Arabia. Germany lost today against Japan.
It's all primed up for that U.S. upset against England on Friday.
Crushed Costa Rica today. Germany, you said Germany lost, and then USA tied. So definitely a lot of interesting. Well-deserved Cy Young award. I agree. You guys are gonna laugh. This is my background. Me and Sandy,
and
then some guy is like over there.
The photographer.
The photographer's there, but that's my background.
That's awesome.
Don't cry for you.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
All right, can you bring us back to 1972?
It's a real messy situation in Argentina right now, if I can say so myself.
I want France to win, though. I'm cheering for France.
Are you?
I like this guy on France.
It's all about the U.S.
All
right, come on. I don't need to hear that. Come on. Cue the theme song. Let's do it. Come on, let's go.
All right,
In time.
let's go. Here we go. Hey guys, make sure you stay on the show. I want to see some of your faces later, so just hang with us. Where is this?
Come on. We spent a lot. There you go. You can't get enough of that.
Oh
I'm
gosh.
thankful for a lot of things this Thanksgiving coming up, but none more than that great graphic you put together. I'm so thankful. If nothing screams big budget more than that, I don't know what it is.
Okay, until you
big
start
time.
paying the fees for StreamYard and the website and everything.
I'll pay for Junkyard. I don't know about StreamYard, but I'll pay
Okay,
for
how are we
Junkyard.
supposed to talk to everybody without StreamYard? I wouldn't be
All
able to
right.
talk to Sheldon and Russ and Adam. Go Spain 7-0. You can't be cheering for Spain.
Spain routed these guys today. All right, let's talk invent here. We're going to
Okay.
get right into it.
Bring us back.
Famous inventions. All right. Did you know
1972.
that in 1972, oh man, can you go bounce dryer sheets? Can you see if we got some? Go see if you can.
I don't do the
I need a
laundry.
prop.
That's your.
Just
that's
go
your.
grab a prop. So in 1972, bounce dryer sheets were introduced. Before the very famous sheets were invented, people poured a liquid into the dryer before drying their clothes. But someone, I mean, there's a discrepancy as to who put it together and who was the actual inventor. But in 1972, somebody came up with the concept of inventing a dryer sheet, which Ashley is modeling here. Here it is, a dryer sheet. So this was invented in 1972, this little piece of paper. And what it did is it caused clothes to have a lot less static cling when the bounce dryer sheets were invented. And it smells very lovely. I have actually, I brought some props this week. I have a picture of an ad from 1972 with bounce dryer sheets. Used to look like, yeah, the models. As you can see, they have a very 70s haircut. And that is a very
my new haircut.
that is a very 70s looking drying machine there. And yeah, you can see here before. This is what her clothes looked like before it went to the bounce, and that's what it looked like afterwards. So that is a 1972 ad for bounce.
Do you
How
wanna
about
hold
that?
it?
Yeah, you can hold it up.
Thanks, love.
All right, so that's that. Now,
Nice prop.
there you go. Nice job.
Chef the married man in the chat. What's up, married man?
So now, our celebrity birthday this week has a Miami connection by virtue of marriage. Our celebrity this week has a Miami connection.
Oh, that could be anybody. That could be
by,
me.
well,
That
let's
could
see
be
if
me
the
one
people
day.
know. Let's see if
All
the
right,
people know.
who married somebody that's from Miami, guys? Go ahead.
A very famous, one of the most famous Miami icons. This famous celebrity is married to that person. Does anybody out there want to take a guess as to who it is?
Gloria
Do you want
Estefan.
to take a guess? No.
Can you give me at least where they're from? Are they models? Are they singers? Are they actresses? Are
All right,
they
so I'll give you a
athletes?
hint. This person is on the Mount Rushmore of Miami sports. There are really four people that I would put on that
Dwayne
Mount Rushmore.
Wade.
You got it, Dwayne Wade. So that means that our
Gabrielle
celebrity,
Union.
correct. Our celebrity of 1972.
She's
50.
50?
She's 50 years old.
Wow, good for
It
you,
is
Gab.
it is Gabrielle Union,
Sheesh.
born in Omaha, Nebraska, on October the 29th, 1972. She just
She's a
turned
Scorpio.
she just turned 50 years old just a couple weeks ago.
Good for her.
She is, of course, a very famous actress and has been in films such as She's All That, Love and Basketball, Bring It
Oh, I
On,
love
and
basketball.
Bad Boys. Somebody mentioned Dan Marino. Bad Boys is in Dan Marino's in Bad Boys. So she's been in those movies. She is also an author. She's written 4 books. Okay. And before meeting Dwayne Wade, she also dated a very famous NBA great and current coach and one of your all-time favorites.
Jason Kidd.
She dated Jason Kidd. So Gabrielle Union dated Jason Kidd in high
Jason
school.
Kidd is the reason why I started liking basketball. Guys.
Yes. So she dated Jason Kidd. She also married, she dated Chris Howard, a very, not very well known
No.
NFL running back.
Okay.
He played for the Jacksonville Jaguars and Denver Broncos, but she dated Jason Kidd previous to that. Okay. The Mount Rushmore of Miami sports. I'm going to say it because I mentioned it at the top of the segment. My 4 Miami sports Mount Rushmore guys are Don Shula. Are you with me?
I'm listening.
Dan Marino, the great Pat Riley, and of course, Gabrielle Union's husband, Dwayne Wade. So those are my guys. All right.
Yeah.
So trivia time. What sport did Gabrielle Union play in college?
Tennis.
A, can I give you?
Was it tennis?
No.
Oh.
A, soccer, B, basketball, C, a cheerleader, or D, volleyball? What sport did Gabrielle Union play?
Tell me again. I was listening.
A, soccer, B, basketball, C, cheerleader, or D, volleyball?
Volleyball.
Final answer?
See if anybody else responds. But I think she played volleyball. She's pretty tall. You don't have to be tall to play volleyball.
Anybody else want to guess? Is it soccer, basketball, cheerleader, or volleyball?
She played volleyball. What do you got?
The correct answer is actually soccer. She played soccer in college. All right. And then the last stat here is Gabrielle Union is older than Dwayne Wade. Okay. Now, how much senior is Gabrielle to D. Wade's junior? Is it A, 7 years? Is it B, 8 years? Is it C, 9 years? Or D, 10 years?
So she's 50.
She is 50.
So I think that's how old is D. Wade. I thought then you do the math.
Right.
So I don't think D. Wade.
What's the age difference? Is it 7, 8, 9, or 10 years?
I think it's 10.
Is that what you're thinking?
I think it's 10. I don't think D. Wade's older than 40. No,
Wade has been retired for a while now.
I know. I think it's okay. Sheldon says 10. Adam said 8. I'm kind of going with you, Sheldon, on this one. I think Lou's trying to like throw me off. I've always retired for a long time. I think it's 10. What do you say?
The correct answer is 10. Gabrielle Union is 50, and D. Wade is 40 years old. So they are 10 years
big
apart.
age gap. That's bigger than us. Or, no, it's not bigger than us.
Okay, all right. So, and I think some of our Eagles fans are going to enjoy this segment. Let's talk NFL games on Thanksgiving, okay? The games on Thanksgiving have been a tradition since 1920. Okay, that's over 100 years, right? Is my math right?
102 years.
102 years. The teams that have traditionally hosted Thanksgiving game are the Detroit Lions.
Cowboys.
And for everybody in the room out there who's an Eagle fan, the hated Dallas Cowboys. The Lions made their debut in 1934.
Okay.
And the Cowboys and Lions started hosting together simultaneously in 1966. Every year from 66 till today, the Lions and the Cowboys have always hosted Thanksgiving Day home game, except 75 and 77.
Okay.
Detroit did, but Dallas did not. There were problems with the stadium, so Dallas did not host those 2 years. Okay. But it goes back to, again, 66 every year except those two. Dallas and Detroit get a home game. In 2006, they introduced a third NFL game, and that goes to the two previously
Super Bowls.
No, but two teams that have had a really good year the previous year. So the third game is a night game. Dallas and Detroit play during the day, and the night game is reserved for a game between two teams that have a good year the last year. Okay. So actually 50 years ago today, on November 23rd, 1972, there was two NFL football games. Who played, you asked? The Lions beat the New York Jets. We love that, right? 37-20. And for our great Eagle fans out there, the 49ers defeated the Cowboys 31-10 in a rout. So those were the two games. All right, trivia time. The Dolphins have played 7 games on Thanksgiving. What is their record?
4-3.
4-3?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody know the answer out there? That is not the correct answer.
Dolphins have played 7 games on Thanksgiving. What is the record? Just remember, it has to equal to 7. Just for those who may be drinking.
And it's not 4-3.
Best Thanksgiving
we're getting
game?
to that. We're getting to that. Thank you.
Brett, hold your horses. Okay. Dolphins record, I said 4-3. I want to change it. We're 5-2.
It is 5-2. You are correct. The Dolphins
6-1, 3-4. I'm glad we know math here. It all equals 7.
You guys are awesome. So the correct record is 5-2. The Dolphins are 5-2 all time on Thanksgiving. They are 3-2 against the Cowboys. They are 1-0 against the Lions. And we mentioned that the Cowboys didn't host 2 games in 75 and 77. Well, in 1977, the Dolphins went to St. Louis. They played at then Cardinals. No, the St. Louis Cardinals in St. Louis. The Dolphins won that game 55-14.
Oh,
that is still to this day
the biggest Thanksgiving.
The most points scored on Thanksgiving.
I know that, yeah.
55 points and the biggest margin of victory. So that is still to this day, 45 years later, the biggest margin of victory and the most points scored. In that game, Bob Greasy rolled
he really
out
has all these props.
glasses.
Go ahead,
So Bob Greasy in that game wore glasses. You're not going to believe this. People
show
now,
them, though.
they
Come
got
on.
like either contacts or they have
No,
goggles.
we're almost on an hour. Show them. Come on.
Bob Greasy wore glasses in that game. Look at that. There's Bob Greasy in his glasses.
It looks
And
nice.
in those glasses, guess how many touchdowns he threw?
3.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, 6.
Put on the glasses, Tua. You want to get 6 touchdowns? Wear
6
the glasses.
touchdowns. 6 touchdowns.
All right, what else do you have pictures of? Come on.
He threw 6 touchdowns in that game. You talked about it, or they talked about it in the room. One of the most famous, maybe the most famous Thanksgiving game ever. The Dolphins beat the Cowboys 16-14. And of course, I'm talking about the Leon Lett game. The Dolphins, with the clock running down, were down 14-13. They went up for a field goal to win the game. There was only like 30 seconds left. Pete Stoyanovich, the Dolphin kicker, kicked the ball from about the 25-yard line. The kick was blocked, and the ball, it was in the snow. Crazy game. You have to look it up. It was in the snow. The ball started rolling in the snow. All the Cowboys had to do is let the ball just die out. Leon Lett chose to go after Cowboy great. He was a heck of a player for the Cowboys. Chose to go after the ball. He touched it. He couldn't get a hold of it because of the snow. The Dolphins fell on top of it, recovered the ball, were able to kick the field goal and win the game 16-14. And I have my last prop of the game.
The Snow Angel.
This is what it looked like. Pete Stoyanovich right there, number 14. For those of you Philly fans out there, that number 14, focus on number 14, that is Doug Peterson. That is Doug Peterson, former Philadelphia Eagles coach, Philadelphia Eagle winning quarterback, winning Super Bowl winning
Get your
coach.
thoughts together, Lou.
So
Focus.
that is the Dolphins celebrating that 16-14 victory in Dallas on Thanksgiving. Okay, so those are my thoughts. Now I got to get to the final one, obviously.
Bring us to the final one, and then we have a special thing coming right up after your favorite part of the show. Hold on. Here we go. Go ahead. What happened in Dolphin history in 1972?
Dougie P.
I say we won this game. I think we won.
All right, so you think they won, but this was actually a close one, believe it or not.
Ooh.
In Week 10, the Miami Dolphins, fresh off a 52-0 shellacking.
Say it for them in the back.
Huh?
Say it for them in the back.
I'll repeat it. A 52 shellacking of the New England Patriots.
Ugh.
The Dolphins face another AFC East rival.
We played the
New York Jets.
Yep.
Who were 6-3 going into this game.
Yeah.
And the Fins were favored by 8 points in this one. Coming off a 52-0 game, the Dolphins were favored by 8 points. The game was played on November the 19th at the Orange Bowl.
Okay.
Kickoff was at 1 p.m. and the game time temperature that day, a balmy, beautiful 75 degrees.
Oh, so perfect.
Yep. The Dolphins actually trailed in this one at the half, 17-14 going into the locker room, and they were losing 24-21 at the end of the third quarter.
No.
So the perfect season, which as we know the Eagles were not able to accomplish, was in jeopardy.
Yeah.
It was in jeopardy. However, the Dolphins defense stepped up and shut down the Jets in the fourth quarter, and Mercury Morris scored a 14-yard rushing score for the go-ahead touchdown. The Dolphins win 28-24 and start the season a perfect 10-0. Now, Earl Morrall was 8-17 for 132 yards in this game. He threw a touchdown pass to Howard Twilley. He also ran for 29 yards and a touchdown. But the star of this one was Mercury Morris, as we mentioned. Mercury Morris rushed for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns, including the game winner. Garo Yepremian made all his extra points.
Oh, must be nice.
But hold on, it's not that he did miss a field goal in this one. But the Dolphins defense pretty much held ground in that fourth quarter, and they intercepted Joe Namath, Hall of Famer Joe Namath, twice in this game. So again, the Dolphins in 1972, Week 10, no problem. 10-0 on the year.
Oh, that would have been nice. Guys, just drop the link live. You know the deal. Last 10 minutes of the show, we invite anybody out there. Adam, I don't know if you know this, but this is a segment on our show where anybody who wants to come live on the show with us, come join us on the link. We already have Sheldon. Bring him in.
What's up? Hey, how y'all doing?
What's up, Boo Thing?
What's up? How you doing?
So 40 degrees in South Carolina.
Yeah.
That's an upgrade from last week. It was in the 30s last week.
Oh man, it was cold all the way to the day. Today it warmed up a little bit, but we finna get ready. If we get ready for 3 days of rain.
Oh man.
Rain. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
No, I don't know. I'm watching football.
Exactly.
And
I'll tell you what you're doing. You're watching the Lions beat the Bills tomorrow at 12:30.
Yeah,
We need those Lions to come through with a win tomorrow.
we definitely need that.
Yeah.
I wish I wish Cleveland would have beat them this weekend, but they didn't.
We all did, man.
They were in the game. Cleveland was in that game, and then all of a sudden they just started, turning the ball over, and silly mistakes cost them that game. They had a chance.
Yeah, so yeah. Well, Detroit won 2 in a row.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can make the 3 in a row.
Detroit played us tough too up there. So let's see. Hopefully they can take care of business tomorrow.
Yes, they did play them tough.
So give me a score prediction for this week against the Texans. What you thinking?
Well, oh my goodness. I'm gonna say 35-10.
Ooh, 35-10 us, right?
Yeah.
I'm making sure you ain't drinking that eggnog there.
No, most definitely. Yeah, most definitely 35-10 fans. Yeah, most definitely. But I think that, like I was saying earlier, hey, we can't come out there and just play around. We got to get on them and stay on them. To put the hammer to them.
Absolutely. Yeah, they can't, especially with a quarterback making his first start of the year in Kyle Allen. That team, he's going to have to be adjusted and caught up on things. So they can't mess around. They got to come out and take care of business right away.
Brett makes a good point. Win by more than 10. You guys know these games have been close, and those extra points that were failing by Sanders is the make or break. Granted, they've been the making, but let's win by more than 10 this week. Can we not be on our edge, having to drink through these games?
Well, that wasn't the case our last game. Our last game
but
against
the
the
other
Browns,
ones are.
We won by 22 points. We took care of business, and I'm looking for more of the same against a team that's not as good as the Browns. So I think that we're going to be all right.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. They definitely not better than the Browns. I mean, for whatever reason, I don't know. Is you can say this thing with Deshaun Watson and the Browns not clicking, but yeah, the Browns record should be better than what they is, but and Houston is definitely not like that. I know with Kyle Allen, I know he did do a start with Carolina a couple of years ago, and if you remember, he did start for Washington.
Yes.
Washington, because after he left Carolina, he went to Washington, because Ron Rivera was coach. So like you say, we got to get on for the job.
I hear you. Now, Sheldon, we talked about earlier, what are you most looking forward to? What do you think is the biggest aspect going down the stretch here? Is it Tua continuing to roll? Is it the running game continuing to progress? The defense stepping up? Jason Sanders being clutch? What do you think is the most pivotal aspect coming up here for the Fins going forward?
Well, the first thing I feel like the defense. I feel like the defense got to get better. I mean, we're not gonna say get better. Continue to do what they got to do because the last game against Cleveland, out their first drive they scored. The defense came and they played good, but like I said, I don't want to jump ahead here, but I'm happy. But going against the 49ers, and like you said earlier, they got McCaffrey now. They got Debo Samuel. They got Brandon Cool. You know what I'm saying? He been playing now, and they got George Kittle. I mean, that gonna be tough. What they got to do, and the offensive line good. And then the next week, you got. I know everybody compare him and Tua, but you got Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Facts.
Mike Williams. Keenan Allen. I almost forgot him.
Eckler. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Austin Eckler. Yeah. And then you already know Buffalo.
Yep.
Then I don't care. You got Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So defense got to do it. And secondly, I would say, I think it's a tie between Tua still playing as good as he is and the run game. But to me, I think all that still coincides with our O-line. If our O-line can build on that zero set.
Teron Armstead, do your job, big man, and we'll be good.
Absolutely. And Sheldon, last week you mentioned that in South Carolina, you can't stand when you see a guy in a Cowboy uniform. Well, our next guy coming on here, Adam Gilmore, good buddy of mine, he hates the Cowboys with all his heart. Adam, welcome in, man.
How you guys doing, man? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound good.
Good. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good. How about
Adam
you?
has his own show.
Getting ready for Thanksgiving? You guys cooking anything? What's up?
We're doing Thanksgiving with Lou's family tomorrow. Then we're gonna head to see my family tomorrow. So it's like one of those things where you got to see everybody's family. You know how that works, where you got to like hit all angles, because if you don't, someone's gonna get nasty that you didn't visit them. So it's one of those things.
Yeah, but Thanksgiving is the perfect holiday to do that because then you get to eat everyone's food.
Absolutely. And if you know anything about us, Adam, you know we love to eat.
Hey, you ain't alone. I'm uniquely shaped to enjoy a lot of food.
So Sheldon's our buddy from South Carolina, big Dolphins fan.
How you doing, Sheldon?
I'm doing good. How you doing? How you doing, Adam?
Well, we're about the same temperature, but I'm in Cincinnati, so it's not much warmer here.
What is it exactly out there? What is it right now?
We actually had a nice day yesterday, today, and tomorrow, but it's going to drop after that. We had a snap of about a week and a half where it didn't get above like 32.
Oh.
Today it was about 60, which was nice, but once that sun goes down, you can forget it.
Awesome. And I do want to mention Adam was in Indianapolis this past weekend to watch his Eagles defeat the Colts. It was closer toward the end. We were keeping an eye on it on one of the TVs at the bar. But hey, at the end of the day, a win is a win. The Eagles continue to move on. The Vikings had a surprising loss. I know at the expense of the Cowboys, which you don't like, but now you're 2 games up on those Vikings with a tiebreaker. How are you feeling? What's the pulse there in the Philly?
Feeling good. We talked about some of this tonight too. I don't feel real good about the offense right now. Really inconsistent. So we turned the ball over 3 times in the first 8 games of the year, and we've turned it over 6 times in the last 2 games. So like that has to clean itself up. Everybody wants to rip on Gannon, the DC, and I get it because he can look kind of clueless at times. But this is a defense that's 2nd in the league in yards allowed and 7th in the league in points allowed. So, I mean, my point was you can bitch about Gannon all you want, but at the end of the day, we have 2 losses right now if that defense isn't on the field. Well, that and, of course, Jalen Hurts just took over the game in the 4th quarter.
Nice.
Look who just popped in.
Sandy's in the
Our
house.
girl on the hour. Sandy, what's up, baby girl?
Not much. Just getting ready to leave work.
Awesome.
You work in dolphin stuff?
Yes.
Of course.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. I'm
I
in the
do
wrong
too.
industry, although my boss lets me work in dolphin stuff too.
She's got the 305 shirt in Cali. I love it.
And my truck is all dolphined up too.
That's
Oh
awesome.
man, how's the weather in the West Coast?
It's 56 degrees right now.
Okay.
I got my hair done for San Fran.
Nice.
So are you going to both games? Are you doing San Fran and Chargers, or which ones are you going to?
Both.
Awesome.
I know you're going to stay out there. So if you guys, so Adam and Sheldon, well, Sheldon, you know, but Sandy lives out in San Diego. So she's a huge, can you do the Donald Trump voice?
Huge.
Huge Dolphin fan. Sandy, show me your tattoo.
Okay, hold on. Let me get it here.
Batter Fins fan in the chat. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thanksgiving,
Be
everybody
jealous
out
of
there.
beautiful winter weather. Oh, I know. So her tattoo, if you see it, it's a set of dominoes, and the dominoes number, it says 305.
Nice. Very cool.
So she's
305, baby.
Yeah.
She's
no.
so official. No, your hair looks amazing. I thought I was cool with like the short cut. I mean, Sandy just outdoes me. So, what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? What are you and Jared doing for Thanksgiving?
We're cooking. We're cooking tomorrow.
So we'll be over by 3 o'clock?
Yeah, we'll fly over. And we'll
Okay,
be right
perfect. That's what we're planning. 3 o'clock.
Oh,
Up
my
on the
goodness.
plane. Come on.
There. Awesome.
Yeah, so no, we like I said, Lou and I, it's one of those things where his family's here, but my family isn't. So it gives us a chance to go up there, and then obviously we'll be back by Saturday night because we have a Sunday game.
That's right.
And then Monday is our anniversary, and then Tuesday's Lou's birthday. So it's just like
Wow.
a lot of stuff going
That's
on.
a busy week.
You got a busy
and then
weekend.
this guy was like, "Oh, I'm gonna start my diet this week." I said, "You're gonna start your diet the week of Thanksgiving, our anniversary, your birthday, like, and Dolphin football." What, like, who are you lying
Wishful thinking, but yeah, it's not happening. It's on
Oh.
the cards. We'll have to wait a little bit.
Next year, Lou. Next year.
Yeah.
There's always next year.
Yeah, Lou, just let it ride through Christmas, man. Just, it's not worth it. You only got a couple of weeks till Christmas now.
Yeah, let it ride.
And then there'll be a spring training trip. And the Dolphins, you have March Madness.
All right, so Adam, what do you got going on for Thanksgiving? What are you doing?
I made the cornbread already because I didn't feel like doing it tomorrow. I got to make the butterscotch pie. And then it's just me and the wife and the kids, so it's just 5 of us. So pretty basic: turkey, cornbread, mashed potatoes, stuffing, corn green bean casserole. And then she's going to do a
Why is your mouth watering?
What the hell are you doing? Yeah, she's doing apple crisp. I'm doing butterscotch pie. Yeah, apple crisp, dude. Homemade apple crisp with vanilla bean ice cream.
All right, so I got to California. Then we're making a stop in Cincinnati, and then Sheldon, take us home, man. What do we got for dessert? What do you got going on tomorrow,
Sheldon? What you cooking us?
Because we're coming.
I got. Well, hey, I got a couple cigars.
You'll smell.
Perfect. There you go. You're gonna need one after all that food.
And we'll bring over leftovers from Sandy's and Adam's. So we got you covered.
Oh my no problem. We got you. No. You have to take me with you so I can go to the game. You have to take me back to Florida so I can go to the game.
I wish, man. I wish. It's just better when you're here and you and Sheldon.
I miss Hard Rock. Yeah. I miss Hard Rock, man.
So we're going to soften up some butter and rub that all over the outside of the turkey before we put it in the oven.
That's good.
Yeah. It's okay, Luke. You'll be all right. Oh, yeah.
No, but Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? It's awesome. I have Crohn's disease, so everything you just said, I can't eat any of that. But I know I can't eat turkey. I can't eat stuff. I can't eat any of that. But
you definitely can't have the butterscotch pie.
No. That'll go
wrong. No. I'll send you one, buddy.
But no, Thanksgiving, this year at least, I kept praying on it and like, how can I give back, right? So I don't know if you guys saw my Facebook. I did a little clothing drive where it was simple. You guys could do this really simple at your office, whatever. I asked my coworkers, hey, bring in any clothes that you don't want anymore. And guys, girls, whatever you had. And I ended up getting 30 pounds of clothes. So I went to the Lotus House, which is a women and children's shelter. And I also went to Miami Rescue Mission, which is a men's shelter. And I donated it. And, of course we can donate money and stuff, but the two most important things is our time and tangible items. So I definitely encourage you guys and everybody in the chat and everybody to give back because we are truly blessed.
Absolutely.
We have shelter, we have homes, we have safety and all this stuff. 100%. And there's some people have it worse.
Yeah, and that's what this holiday is all about. You hear stories all around. People who don't have family are invited to other people's homes. And, not so much Sandy and us, but, for Sheldon and Adam that live in the cold, to be out homeless and not being able to, have a home to hang your head on Thanksgiving, it means so much. So what you did was a great testimony.
One of my best friends in the whole entire world just showed up. There he is. What's up, kid? One of my best friends in the whole entire world. I can hear myself.
You gotta lower that.
I had to come by and show love too.
So you had your show on. You had a show tonight. Are you?
Oh, wait. It could be me. Give me.
Come by and show love. I hate my voice. So you had your show on. You had a show.
Wait, you gotta mute that.
Wait.
Yep.
Just exit me out.
I lost all audio, guys. Give me one quick second.
Okay,
I can hear you.
You sound good.
We do hear him. Can you hear us though?
He might not be able to hear us.
Look at his shirt.
Hey guys, I'm going home, so I'm gonna listen to the show on the way home, but I can't be in the chat.
Okay,
no
love you guys.
Love you.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And
Fins up. Let's do it. I do want to bring in Adam really quick on this. Adam also has a show. Always comes on Wednesday at 6 o'clock before us. And Adam, if you want to talk about,
I just lost him.
We'll get him back in a second.
Wait, Adam, who did I just lose? Oh,
your buddy Beard. Yeah, Bearded.
There he is.
Look at all these wonderful people I have on the show right now. Misfit.
You got more people coming.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, baby girl?
Adam,
I just on my way to run to the Dollar Tree because I completely forgot I missed a couple things. And but I did not. I saw you were live. I was like, ooh, I need to come say hi to you. You came to my show last week, and I had to do it to yours. So
we actually have three podcasters on here. We have, we don't really count. We just do this just so we don't talk to each other.
No, you count. You count.
You definitely count.
Adam,
You definitely
tell
count.
everybody about your show, and then we'll jump to Bearded Fins and then Miss Fins. So tell everybody who you are and what your show's about.
So, Unhappy Gilmore show every Wednesday night at 6:00. It's part of the Green Legion radio family out of Philadelphia. And, while those guys up there in Philly, they'll concentrate strictly on Philadelphia sports. I tend to be a little bit more of a wild card. Certainly this time of the year, we talk a lot of birds, but I get into college football. I get a lot into baseball. Lou, I think you, Sack, and I need to talk about kind of that unhappy hot stove thing we talked about a couple of months ago. Trying to turn my show into that, once or twice a month or whatever. But yeah, every Wednesday at 6. And for the most part, I lock myself in my bedroom because it's the only room where I can keep the kids out. But the other part of it is we're trying to start kind of a Midwest Eagles nest out here. That's cool. And I've been starting to do this from the back porch saloon about 15 minutes away where we're trying to get that off and rolling. So that's my buddy Mike and I and another guy, John. We made a lot of good connections out in Indy because it's only an hour and 40-minute drive from Cincy. Hoping to recruit some more heads.
That's awesome.
Sheldon needs to get a show.
Yeah,
Sheldon, what's your podcast going to be? You're going to start a show.
Well, I do need to start a show, and I do need to talk about. First, I need to talk about the Dolphins. Then, I can talk about basketball. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a San Antonio Spurs fan for way back in the '80s, and
I know that about you. No kidding.
Yes, well, yes. I've been a Spurs fan for years, ever since 87. You know what I'm saying?
We'll follow you. And Miss Fins, tell them who you are. I mean, we all know you, but I don't know if Adam knows you.
Oh my geez. Well, guys, I am Miss Fins. I am a Dolphins content creator. You can follow him on all social media, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Obviously, I do have my channel. We just today crossed over 700 subscribers, so I'm very excited
Let's
about
go.
that. Yeah, we're less than 300 subscribers away to 1,000, so very, very excited about that. But honestly, I got a morning show Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern, every single Monday to Friday, like tomorrow too. And also Friday too. It's a lot of fun. We do Motivational Mondays, Tuesdays, AFC East Wednesdays. Thursday's kind of like the mix, whatever I feel like doing the week. And then Fridays is our game preview. So it's a lot of fun. And I have special guests, awesome other content creators that are with me as well, like your girl, Miss 305 Sports Babe over here, that come and, support and contribute as well. And some cool interviews with former players as well. So it's just great Dolphins content. But tonight, Wednesday nights, I do my League-wide Wednesdays, where we discuss the previous week and give you the pick'ems for this week and talk about the entire league. Things that happen, what we expect. It's a full circle. But
and
obviously,
let them know who your husband is. Let them know who your future husband is.
I am Mrs. Gesexy. Mike Gesexy Mike Gesicki is my husband. Everybody knows this.
We are Penn State.
Everybody knows this. Literally, I told him, if you guys don't already know, I told him I went to a training camp with my mom. And I was like, Mike, sign my boob. Yep. And he literally walked over and signed my boob. And they had like 3 camera people there. And the whole time I was looking at my boob, looking at the camera, looking at my boob. I was just like happy with it. I was cheesing. I was like, I didn't care. I loved it. So yeah. And my mom thought he was so adorable and nice because he also signed her hat. But yeah, no, it was pretty great meeting him and getting his autograph and all that. But yes, I am Miss Sis Gesexy. Everybody knows that's what I call him. So.
And Bearded Fanatics, tell them about you. Let them know who you are.
Well, I will tell you what's funny about this is before I started doing my podcast, I would hear Miss Finn's podcast on Twitter. I started listening to yours on YouTube, and I said, I think I could do this. And I wanted to get into it, and I needed to find the right person. Lo and behold, I do it with a Jets fan. How that works, Ashley was there for it. You saw we have good chemistry back and forth.
He's a cool kid, though.
Yeah, I am the Bearded Fanatic. I'm been a Dolphins fan since 1991. Just finished recording with one of somebody I've been watching on TV for a lifetime, and you guys being from Miami, I just recorded with Will Manso just a few moments ago. And that was a great experience. But, 12 episodes in, and it's just Dolphins content. There's only one sport. I shared this with Ash when she was on. I only watch one sport all season, and I only watch one team all season, and that's the Miami Dolphins. I live, breathe Miami Dolphins, and it's been with me since the early 90s, and now I'm just, in front of a camera doing it for everybody else who's tunes in.
No, and I admire each and every one of you guys. I mean,
that's awesome. Congrats.
You guys at all your different platforms, it's admirable what you do, and it helps me even become a bigger fan, and it connects our fans. And I'm sure Sheldon can say, to be able to have outlets like this, it brings us closer as fans, but also shares our passion and gives us a platform to be able to do so. So I'm very appreciative of all you guys for what you do for our teams, for the league in general. And talking about being grateful, I'm grateful for each and every one of you for what you do for, again, our teams and stuff. But hey, we got to get going because the Heat game is going to be over in 2 minutes, and Lou needs to go pick up his brother. So, thank you guys for joining in tonight.
Can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
I do want to bring in Adam one more time because everybody here is a huge Dolphin fan. And
can we convert them?
Well, here, no.
Miami has Dolphins.
Stop. We're not going to do that. What I do want to say is that we've earned the respect because we are long-suffering Dolphin fans. Because let's be real, we haven't won in a long time. You mentioned since 1991, a bearded Fins fanatic. The Dolphins' last AFC Championship appearance was in 1993. Meanwhile, Adam's Eagles are 5 years removed from a Super Bowl victory.
Sure.
And so, I just want to get his perspective on it because, Adam, your team is also the lone undefeated team this year. And give the perspective of how Eagles fans, we have a lot of mutual friends. I didn't think a lot of them were boasting about, we're going to go for the undefeated record.
They weren't saying
you
that.
guys weren't even, halfway through it. So, what was your perspective, trying to chase the ghost of 1972?
I wanted no part of it. I never thought for a second this team was going undefeated. And I think if you talk to any good fan, none of us did. The problem you had is all of your kind of fringe bandwagon folks. You're kind of you're strictly out there posting on social media, looking 5 weeks ahead. Oh, we can't lose a game until blah, blah, blah. And all I kept saying in response was, how about we just win this week? Right? Yeah. Stop looking at this. Stop looking at that. And I don't know if that's contributed to anything with the players or whatever. I like to think that there's enough veterans on that team that would stop that from happening. I love Jalen Hurts' attitude about the whole thing. You had the Sunday night win, having to turn around and go straight down to Houston. He was immediately in front of the camera. Hey guys, enjoy it for 5 seconds and let's go.
Exactly.
So I think I don't want to believe the team got wrapped up in it. There were some fans that did. I was not one of them. And I don't think anybody with Green Legion Radio was part of that either. None of us thought that this team was going undefeated. I don't think we're going to walk out of the season with only one loss.
Right.
We got 3 division games left.
Right. Well, let's just.
That's not going to be easy either.
Let's be in the middle here, Adam. Let's just say the Eagles win the NFC, Dolphins win the AFC. We have the Ace Ventura Bowl in the Super Bowl.
I'm sweating here.
In Arizona.
I'm sweating.
Eagles, Dolphins to decide it all.
And we know what happened to Ace Ventura, so we know it's going to happen.
So, that would be our second victory in Arizona this year. That'd be great.
Wow.
Happy birthday to Manny. Manny's birthday's what, next week, right, babe?
December 9th is my birthday, but I'm going on a cruise this Sunday, and I'm giving away those tickets. I'm giving away my season tickets for that game on my Twitter. I literally posted it today. So free of charge, I'm giving both tickets away in the parking pass, and let hopefully a Dolphin fan who's never been to a game enjoy a Dolphins victory come Sunday.
I was about to nominate
you. Still got those tickets? Because I'm a Dolphin fan. You know what I'm saying? And I am not ashamed to say I'll take them. I am not ashamed. I'll take them.
Well, I hope you have a great time on your cruise. And I was going to say Sheldon, but Sheldon's been down. But anyway, so I'm not going to see any of you guys this Sunday. So Sheldon's not going to be there. Then I'm not going. I'm not going. If they're not going, I'm not going. No, I'm just kidding. We got to go there.
Oh, yes, you are going.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
about to say, you better be going.
Well,
You missed
I'll be there.
you missed a very exciting Browns game. You know, that's neither here nor there, but you guys missed a very exciting Browns game. You guys both should have definitely been there.
We'll
Yep.
get there.
I agree.
We'll
Be
be
there this
there.
Sunday, so
We'll be there, and then we're not going to any California games.
Sandy will be there, so she'll
Sandy will
holding
be
it
there.
down.
So, all right, guys.
Yeah, she'll be able to represent.
Going to pick up his brother at the Heat game, and then we have a long day, but sending you many blessings, hugs, and kisses for Thanksgiving. I'm very grateful for especially each and every one of you here. You guys all mean a lot to me, and our friendship is something that I admire from each and every one of you. I consider you guys not just friends on social media, but obviously in person. So thank you all for being there for me personally. And I wish you and your family a great Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving to both of you as
Same,
well.
same. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Real quick, Adam, by the way,
We'll catch up next week, guys. And Finn's
Go
up.
ahead, bud.
So,
didn't Jalen Hurts lose a job to Tua? I'm just making sure. Isn't that
Oh.
how it worked out?
oh my God, we don't fight with
Yeah,
them.
and then okay, fine, fair. And then he goes and finishes second in the Heisman while Tua couldn't
Yes,
finish the season after
Yeah,
that.
you're right.
So-
You're right. You're right. I'll see you in Arizona.
We'll see you there.
All right.
All right, good night, guys. Happy
Good night.
Thanksgiving.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.